Hey everyone! Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the enchanting world of wooden wall art featuring animals. If you're a nature lover or simply appreciate unique decor, you're in for a treat. From intricately carved owls to whimsical deer, wooden animal art brings a warm and rustic charm to any space. In this video, we'll explore some stunning designs, share tips on how to create your own, and inspire you to add a touch of nature to your walls. So grab your tools and get ready to unleash your creativity. Let's get started. It has been a minute or two since I last shared an update. I've been enjoying a long break from the small biz side hustle. Much longer than anticipated in fact. I was planning to reopen the shop early in the new year after our little family holiday, but as well as having a few issues with my laser cutting machine, which is now fixed, I just found I needed to rest some more, recuperate after a long and busy year, and regather myself before diving back in. After an initial burst of activity at the start of the summer holidays, clearing out and cleaning up to get set for the new year ahead, my energy levels waned and are only just starting to recover. To be honest, while our little household has so far somehow been spared from COVID, I think pandemic fatigue has taken a toll, along with some significant stuff that has been happening in our extended family, some great things to celebrate but also big challenges, including serious health issues affecting loved ones in both my family and hubby's, which I can't help but worry about. Thankfully things have improved a lot now. But all this to say that I just haven't had the energy to do anything much beyond the regular day job, school run, family life routine, and I've been trying to be kind to myself, which will also help me be better at being kind to those around me. In between never-ending washing and other household chores, I confess I spent fair amounts of time reading in my hammock on the back deck while it was still warm enough, finally having embarked on the epic journey that is War and Peace, and goofing off on my phone. Yes, I have jumped on the Wordle bandwagon, rather than spending my days off working on Little Button Blue. I think I just really needed a break from needing to feel productive and allow myself some time to just be. But I haven't been completely slacking off. I was actually commissioned to create a series of wooden door/wall signs featuring a range of animals. The speech pathology clinic where I work renamed its therapy rooms after animals and asked me to design and make a sign for each room. So I spent weeks designing, laser cutting, sanding and painting these cute wooden wall art pieces, which I'm pleased to show you now. Originally there were 8 designs, 3 flying insects and 5 wild animals. First up was a tiger. What he looked like before painting, just the raw laser cut, and sanded, wood. Next, a bumblebee. I'm loving the antennae on this one. I ummed and ahed over the wings but decided to keep it simple. Maybe not anatomically or scientifically correct but easily discernible as a bee, right? I almost left the wings unpainted but decided they'd look better painted white. Then a hippo. I chose to go with a whole body hippo instead of just the head, probably to ensure it was instantly recognizable. You'd never suspect hippos are one of the world's most deadly creatures by looking at this cute fella, don't you reckon? The elephant turned out pretty cute, I think. I considered doing a whole body elephant like the hippo, instead of just the head, but wanted to keep the ears and trunk as big as possible while still fitting on the size wood I use. Each animal plaque is almost 30 centimeters tall/wide depending on the orientation. A ladybird was a good challenge in achieving the shapes I wanted while keeping it simple. He turned out not exactly symmetrical, but I don't think many people will notice if we don't tell them. Then came the giraffe. The creation of this one wasn't as straightforward as some of the others. It took a few redesigns to get the pattern on the giraffe's neck to a design that I was happy with, a lot of fiddling and adjusting the shapes and placement of each one, before settling on the final look. Then the laser cutting didn't go so well. I tried a new etching technique to speed things up as the total cut time of this fellow was really quite long, just like his neck. Sorry. But it didn't look great, and for some reason other sections where I used the regular usual etching command didn't turn out well. Sometimes the wood just doesn't receive the laser very well in patches, and despite going over these parts a second or even third time the result was still not awesome. I had a challenge with the paint on this one too. The colors just didn't look right. The brown was too dark and the beige color too yellow. So I ended up laser cutting a new one. The recut meant I could fix the etching issues and start over the painting with different shades of terracotta and tan. Here's the end result of the redo. Again, the shapes within this one challenged me a bit and I ended up completely redesigning the wings. Then I couldn't decide what colors to paint it. I avoided pink as I didn't want it to look too feminine, keeping in mind that a lot of boys would be using the butterfly room as well as girls. Not that there are girl colors or boy colors, but you know. The blue and purple still ended up making it a bit girly, I guess. If I was to do it over again I'd make it black and blue in a slightly brighter shade. The zebra is my favorite. I don't know how he managed to turn out more realistic rather than a bit cartoonish, but I think that's what I love about it. And the simple color palette. In fact just one color as I painted only the black stripes and left the white sections raw wood. I've been quite partial to zebras since seeing some of these gorgeous creatures up close at a local wildlife park, and I love how this handsome fellow finished up. After these 8 animal plaques were completed and delivered, I was asked to create 2 more, an eagle and an orca. The brief was to make these more realistic, mature designs. I hope I achieved that with the orca. Many of the images of killer whales I saw while browsing for inspiration did have a kind of cartoonish look. I hoped the monotone palette would help avoid it looking too childish. It took a while to decide which direction to point the tail, but in the end here's what I went with. The eagle was a good challenge. I wanted it to be a Tasmanian wedge-tailed eagle, an endangered species native to our island home. Some of the lines and shapes took a bit of finessing to look right and I started to get bogged down in drawing too much detail. Eventually I decided to pare it back and just keep a simple shape that would still convey the eagle image even if it wasn't necessarily accurate. Hence the few feathers, rather than outlining the detail all over. Same with the color. Although some wedge-tailed eagles in the reference photos I looked at have more white around the head and tips of feathers, and others seem to fade from brown to black, my keep it simple mantra was adopted to apply an even brown all over. So here's a peek at a couple of these beauties in their new home, installed in the clinic. I hope the young clients especially enjoy visiting the elephant, giraffe, tiger etc. room when they come for their appointments. I might share some more of the behind the scenes of making these, on social media. So if you haven't found me yet on Instagram and Facebook make sure to follow me there and keep an eye on my stories. I think some of these would make great wall art for kids' bedrooms, schools, or anywhere else animal lovers want them. The designs could also be adapted into a number of other products in both raw wood and painted. Stay tuned for some new products featuring some of these animal designs. Which animal do you like best? What items would you like to see these animal designs featured on? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for joining us in exploring the wonderful world of wooden wall art featuring animals. We hope you found inspiration in these creative ideas and techniques. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more artistic projects and DIY inspiration. We'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts or any wooden wall art you've created in the comments below. Remember, every piece you create is a reflection of your creativity and passion. So, keep crafting, and let your imagination run wild. Until next time, happy crafting!